She doesn't always say it, but she shows it. Her eyes linger, her touch stays a little longer, and her words dance around desire. She laughs more, leans in, and finds ways to be alone with you. When her energy mirrors yours, believe it. It's not by accident. She wants you. She may never say it outright, but her body language reveals everything. Long before a woman verbalizes desire, her body begins to send signals, deliberate, yet often subtle. These cues are her first language, and if you're paying attention, you'll begin to notice them without her ever saying a word. When a woman is genuinely attracted to you and wants to take things further, her body naturally gravitates toward yours. She might lean in slightly when you're talking, minimizing the space between you even when there's no need to. That closeness is intentional. It's her way of closing the gap, testing if you'll reciprocate. Her eyes might scan you longer than necessary, lingering just enough for you to wonder. She looks away, and then looks again. Eye contact becomes a powerful tool, not too aggressive, but steady enough to make you feel something is different. If she looks at your lips when you speak, that's another level. It means she's mentally already imagining more intimate scenarios. Pay attention to how she sits. If her body is angled toward you, legs crossed in your direction, or she constantly adjusts her posture to face you, those are alignment cues. She's literally opening herself to you, whether she's aware of it or not. Touch is another undeniable signal. She might touch your arm when laughing, brush her hand against yours, or let her fingers linger when handing you something. These small casual touches are not random. If she continues to initiate physical contact, or doesn't shy away when you return it, it's a powerful green light. Her hair, lips, and neckline suddenly become areas she pays more attention to when you're around. She'll run her fingers through her hair more often, adjust her blouse, or touch her neck lightly, all unconscious acts designed to draw your eyes to her femininity. She may also mirror your actions. If you lean forward, so does she. If you take a sip of your drink, she does the same. This subconscious mimicry is one of the strongest indicators of rapport and emotional alignment. When it's coupled with open body language, uncrossed arms, a relaxed posture, and playful gestures, you're witnessing more than comfort. You're witnessing attraction. Then there's proximity. If she finds ways to stay close, walking beside you instead of behind, sitting next to you even when other seats are available, that's her silently saying she enjoys being near you. It's not just about feeling safe, it's about feeling drawn in. A woman may not say, "I want you," but her body often says it long before she realizes it herself. And once you learn how to read these signals, not with arrogance, but with awareness, you'll see that her body has already started the conversation. You just need to listen. There's something undeniably intimate about eye contact, especially when it lingers. When a woman wants more than just a casual connection, her eyes will speak before her lips ever do. She might not openly flirt or say exactly what she's feeling, but the way she looks at you can say everything. Eye contact is more than a glance. It's an invitation, a silent conversation, a test of comfort and attraction. When she's into you, her gaze will linger just a second longer than normal, just long enough to make you wonder if it was intentional. That's because it was. The eyes are powerful communicators of emotion and desire. If a woman holds eye contact with you across the room, in a crowded space, or even during a quiet conversation, it's not accidental. She's observing you, reading your energy, and letting her own be seen. That lingering look is often her way of signaling interest. She wants to see if you'll catch it, if you'll return it. If you do, and she continues to hold that gaze, the silent tension builds, and in that tension, chemistry grows. Sometimes it's not just about the length of eye contact, but the way she does it. A slow scan of your face, a glance at your lips, a look followed by a soft smile. All of these are deeply suggestive, though she may appear casual. If she locks eyes with you and doesn't look away immediately, especially in moments when most people would, like during a pause in conversation or a moment of silence. That's a subtle but clear sign of her comfort and interest. Her eyes are staying because she enjoys the way it feels to be seen by you and to see you. Women often use eye contact to build emotional intimacy before anything physical ever happens. It's how she builds trust, connection, and momentum. Eye contact allows her to gauge your reactions, feel your energy, and subtly push boundaries. A woman who is attracted to you and thinking about intimacy will use her eyes to explore the idea. She may do it shyly at first, then more confidently once she feels safe. She may also look at you when she thinks you're not paying attention, then quickly glance away when you catch her. That brief moment carries weight. It's often more telling than words, because if she didn't care, she wouldn't be looking in the first place. And if she does it more than once, you can be sure she's drawn to something in you. In more playful or flirtatious situations, she may even hold eye contact longer than usual to tease, to build anticipation, or to test how you'll react. It's a powerful form of nonverbal seduction, one that doesn't need to be loud or obvious. It's subtle, intentional, and deeply human. A woman's lingering gaze says more than 100 conversations. If you know how to read it, you'll realize she's already telling you exactly how she feels. Flirty teasing is one of the most playful yet revealing signs of attraction, especially when it carries a sexual undertone. When a woman feels drawn to you, she often expresses it through humor, banter, and light sarcasm, not just to connect, but to test how you respond. It's her way of lowering the tension, opening the door to deeper intimacy without making things too serious too fast. The teasing is rarely random. It's intentional, but wrapped in charm and playfulness, so that it feels fun, even innocent on the surface. She may joke about things you do, poke fun at your habits, or playfully challenge your opinions. Not to disrespect you, but to spark that tension that builds desire. It's her way of creating a safe space for flirtation. The words may be light, but the undertone is often unmistakably charged. Pay attention to the themes of her teasing. If her jokes start to include innuendos, double meanings, or anything that even subtly hints at your body, the way you speak, or how you make her feel, she's moving into a more provocative space. She's not just teasing for fun anymore. She's exploring boundaries and planting the idea of something more. She might say things like, "I bet you say that to all the girls," or "You're trouble, aren't you?" with a smirk. These aren't just witty lines, they're soft provocations. She's flirting, but in a way that gives her the option to pull back if the vibe doesn't feel right. That kind of push-pull dynamic is classic feminine energy. It's engaging, playful, and emotionally intelligent. The teasing also allows her to gauge your comfort level. If you match her wit, if you play along, she reads that as confidence. If you get awkward or defensive, she sees it as hesitation. Flirty teasing with a sexual undertone often comes with changes in voice tone and body language too. Her voice might drop slightly, she may lower her volume to create a more intimate exchange, or she may laugh in a way that draws you in rather than just reacting. There's a noticeable shift when she's no longer just being friendly, but is intentionally flirting. It's in the way she looks at you after delivering a teasing comment, or how she watches your reaction with curiosity. She's saying, "I see you," without needing to be direct. You'll also notice that these flirty comments often come in moments of increased connection, after a laugh, during a shared glance, or when the conversation turns personal. She's using humor as a bridge to intimacy. When a woman playfully teases you and the undertone leans sexual without ever needing to cross a line, that's not an accident. That's her way of creating chemistry, sparking desire, and feeling you out emotionally and physically. If you're paying attention, you'll realize that behind the joke is a real question. Can you handle what I'm hinting at? Touch is one of the most instinctive and powerful ways a woman communicates attraction. When a woman is interested in a man, truly interested, Physical touch often becomes part of how she expresses it, and it's not always about big, obvious moves. In fact, the most telling signs are usually subtle. A brush of her fingers on your arm, a playful shove during conversation, or the way her hand lingers just a second too long when passing you something. These aren't random acts. They're calculated in the most natural way. It's how she starts closing the physical gap between you. When a woman initiates touch, even casually, it speaks volumes. She might rest her hand on your shoulder when she laughs, touch your knee during a moment of shared excitement, or let her body rest slightly closer to yours when sitting side by side. All of these behaviors are physical invitations, ways of saying, "I'm comfortable with you," and more importantly, "I want to be closer." It's her way of testing the waters without putting her feelings directly on the line. Equally revealing is how she responds when you initiate touch. If she doesn't pull away, flinch, or seem surprised, that's not just about comfort, it's about interest. She wants that closeness and welcomes it. She may even lean into your touch or mirror it in return. For example, if you touch her arm while speaking and she touches your leg a few minutes later, that's a strong signal that she feels a physical connection and is interested in seeing where it could go. There's also a difference in the quality of the touch. It's not mechanical or purely friendly. It feels warm, intentional, and often just a little more intimate than the context requires. If she runs her fingers down your arm, plays with your bracelet, or straightens your shirt collar, she's finding reasons to touch you, and it's not by accident. These small actions are often ways of drawing your attention to the fact that she's physically present and emotionally engaged. Touch also gives her the chance to observe how you react. If you lean in, smile, or touch her back, she takes that as permission to continue escalating the connection. If you seem indifferent or pull back, she may take it as a signal to slow down or retreat. Either way, she's watching and learning from your response. Physical touch is primal, but it's also deeply emotional. It bypasses logic and speaks directly to chemistry. When a woman initiates it or comfortably accepts it, she's letting you know, without words, that she's open to more. She may not spell it out, but in her world, closeness is a choice. And if she chooses to be close to you again and again, her body is already speaking the truth her words may not have dared to say yet. When a woman starts talking about sex around you comfortably, it's one of the most direct, yet subtly strategic signs of deeper attraction. This kind of conversation doesn't usually come out of nowhere. It's a move that's often thought through, even if it feels casual in the moment. When a woman brings up sex in a joking, curious, or playful way, she's testing the waters. She's observing how you react, how you carry the conversation, and whether you can handle such intimacy with maturity, confidence, and respect. Attraction, especially sexual attraction, starts in the mind long before it manifests physically. So, when she feels safe enough to open up about topics that are usually private or sensitive, that tells you a lot. She's comfortable in your presence. She doesn't feel judged. She may even be curious about you, your views, your experiences, and how you talk about sex as a man. The way you respond is just as important to her as the topic itself. If you meet her openness with respect, intelligence, and subtle confidence, it often deepens the emotional and sexual connection. The way she brings it up matters too. Sometimes it's through humor, a cheeky comment, a double entendre, or a playful tease. Other times it's more direct, asking questions about your opinions on relationships, intimacy, or what you value in a physical connection. When a woman does this, especially if it happens more than once, she's signaling comfort and curiosity. She's dropping breadcrumbs, seeing how far you're willing and able to go with her, mentally and emotionally. Also notice that these conversations often come up in quieter, more personal moments, late-night talks, after a few laughs, or when the two of you are alone. That setting matters. It creates a safe space for her to open up and test your emotional intelligence. If she didn't feel connected to you or attracted, she wouldn't go there. She wouldn't risk it. Often subtle. She may suggest an errand that just so happens to require your help, or she might stay behind after an event when everyone else leaves. In these moments, she's giving you access to her time, her attention, and her more vulnerable side. When a woman is attracted to you and thinking about something more intimate, physical, or romantic, she craves a safe space to express that. She knows that being alone reduces distractions and lets her truly read your energy. It also gives her room to be herself, to flirt more freely, and to explore how you respond to her without a social filter. She's also paying attention to your response. Do you welcome that alone time? Do you create more of it, or do you treat it casually? If you're aware, you'll notice how she lights up when the two of you are alone, how her body language softens, her voice lowers, or her conversation becomes more personal. She may share stories or opinions she wouldn't normally express in a group. That emotional exposure is a key indicator. She's trying to build something real, whether it's a connection, trust, or the space for intimacy to unfold. It's also about safety and comfort. A woman won't go out of her way to be alone with a man unless she feels safe in his presence. So when she does, it's a reflection of both her trust in you and her desire to deepen the connection. Alone time removes the mask that people often wear in public. It's where real conversations happen, where body language can be more honest, and where tension, if it's there, becomes more obvious. Sometimes she's waiting for you to make a move, not necessarily a bold one, but something that acknowledges the intimacy of the moment. She wants to see if you notice her efforts, if you feel the shift in energy, and if you're going to respond accordingly. When she creates that space and you step into it with confidence and respect, it opens the door to more connection, more chemistry, and possibly more physical intimacy. So when she finds reasons to be alone with you, it's not random, it's intentional. She's saying, without saying it directly, I want to be with you, just you. When her texts or calls begin to come in late at night and carry a more suggestive tone, that's a clear signal that something has shifted in the dynamic. Late-night communication is rarely about casual conversation. It's more vulnerable, more personal, and often laced with a layer of emotional or sexual intimacy that daytime interactions don't have. If a woman starts reaching out to you after hours, especially when she knows you're likely winding down, it's not just about boredom, it's about connection. And if her messages start to lean into flirtation or suggestion, it's a strong indicator that she's thinking about you in a more intimate way. These messages often start innocently. Maybe she texts you to say she can't sleep, or asks what you're doing late at night. But very quickly, the tone may change. The emojis become more playful or flirty. Her compliments grow bolder. Her questions become more personal, about your fantasies, your thoughts on intimacy, or even what you're wearing. These aren't just random topics. She's intentionally breaking through the usual filters to see how far the conversation can go and how you'll respond. It's her way of building chemistry in a low-pressure, private space. The nighttime adds another layer. At night, people are generally more relaxed, open, and honest. Defenses are down. The distractions of the day are gone, and the energy is more reflective. A woman knows this. If she's texting or calling you at that time, she's choosing a moment when you're most likely to give her your full attention. And that's exactly what she wants: your focus, your curiosity, and your response. If the texts evolve from flirty banter to more direct suggestions, or she starts talking about her body, her desires, or even makes hypothetical scenarios that involve the two of you, you can be sure she's testing boundaries. Not to play games, but to gauge your comfort level, your interest, and your ability to meet her energy. This kind of interaction is more than just words. It's a form of emotional foreplay. She's painting pictures with her texts, inviting you into a space that's more vulnerable, more daring, and more intimate. You might also notice that these messages come consistently, not just once. It becomes a pattern. She's reaching out when she knows she should be asleep, and she's expecting that you'll not only respond, but engage with the same level of openness. If you do, that bond deepens quickly. She feels seen, desired, and connected, even from a distance. The late night hour becomes your private window, one where she feels safe enough to drop hints, express desire, and slowly open the door to physical attraction. When a woman starts sending late-night, suggestive messages, it's rarely just about passing time. It's her way of saying, "You're on my mind, and I'm not just thinking about conversation." Mirroring is one of the most subtle yet powerful indicators of attraction, and when a woman is genuinely drawn to you, she will begin to unconsciously mirror your moves, speech patterns, tone, and even your energy. This isn't something she does on purpose. It's a natural psychological response that occurs when someone feels connected to another person. Think of it as her body's way of syncing with yours, signaling emotional alignment and a desire to build deeper rapport. When a woman mirrors you, she's silently communicating, "I feel comfortable with you," and more often than not, "I want to get closer." You might notice her mimicking the way you sit, the gestures you make while talking, or even the pace at which you speak. If you lean back in your chair a few moments later, she might do the same. If you pick up your drink, she might instinctively follow. These aren't coincidences, they're micro signals of harmony. Her body is aligning with yours because she's tuned into your presence, and she wants to build a subconscious bond. It's a subtle dance of attraction, where words take a back seat and energy becomes the language. It doesn't stop at body language. She may also begin to reflect your energy. If you're calm and grounded, she relaxes more in your presence. If you're playful and upbeat, she matches that tone with laughter, teasing, and high-spirited responses. This energetic mirroring is important. It means she's attuned to your vibe and trying to stay in rhythm with it. She wants the interaction to flow, and she's putting in the unspoken effort to make sure it does. This shows genuine interest, because people don't go out of their way to match energy unless they're invested in the connection. Even in conversation, you might find her adopting some of your favorite phrases, slang, or the way you structure your responses. If you're someone who's expressive or uses a lot of humor and she starts doing the same, that's a social cue. She's saying, "I like the way you communicate, and I want to mirror that so we're on the same wavelength." When people feel attraction, especially women, they often do this without realizing it. It creates a feeling of closeness, and she's hoping you'll notice the unspoken bond she's helping to form. Mirroring is also a way for her to test compatibility. She's feeling out how natural things are between the two of you. If you don't notice or don't reciprocate, it might make her pull back. But if you engage and reflect that same mirroring energy, the attraction grows. It becomes a feedback loop of attention, understanding, and chemistry. When a woman mirrors your moves and energy, it's not just flattery, it's instinctual. It's her body's way of saying, "I see you, I feel you, and I want to connect with you on every level." When a woman is truly attracted to you and open to intimacy, she may never say it directly, but her actions will speak louder than words ever could. From the lingering eye contact to playful teasing, the subtle touches, the comfort in speaking about sex, and the effort she makes to be alone with you, every move is intentional. Her late-night messages, her mirrored energy, her body language, all these signs are part of a silent language of desire. The key is not to assume or rush, but to observe, respect, and respond with emotional intelligence. A woman who wants to sleep with you is often saying it, not with words, but with her presence, her attention, and her energy. If you know how to read between the lines, you'll realize she's already telling you everything you need to know.